For most of human history, wolves were monsters. If you were alive 30,000 years ago and heard that low howl cutting through the freezing night, your heart would stop. You were slow. You were weak. And outside the small circle of your fire, an intelligent, ruthless predator was watching. One that could run for miles, smell blood from incredible distances, and tear through flesh with bone-crushing jaws. And yet, out of every animal on Earth, it was the wolf, not the horse, not the cow, not even our primate cousins, that became our closest companion. Today, over 900 million dogs share our homes. They sleep in our beds, celebrate our birthdays, detect cancer, guide the blind, and comfort us when we're broken. But dogs were never planned. No ancient human sat around a fire and said, let's invent the perfect emotional support animal. They happened by accident. And the strangest truth, wolves may have started domesticating themselves long before we realized what was happening. Let's go back 20,000 to 40,000 years ago, deep into the Ice Age. Small bands of humans, maybe 20 to 50 people, wandered across frozen landscapes, searching for food. Life was brutal. Most hunts failed. Hunger was constant. A single injury could kill you. And always, just beyond the firelight, wolves waited. Humans are messy eaters. Even when starving, we left behind bones, fat scraps, half-eaten carcasses. To a wolf, a human camp was a moving buffet of free calories. At first, only the boldest wolves approached. The most aggressive ones got spears thrown at them. The most fearful ones stayed away and starved. But in every wolf population, some individuals were different. Slightly less afraid, slightly more curious, slightly more tolerant of humans. These wolves discovered something incredible. It was safer and easier to follow humans and eat leftovers than to hunt dangerous prey themselves. Over generations, evolution began selecting for personality. The friendlier wolves got more food. The calmer wolves got to stay closer to camp. The hyper-aggressive ones died. And slowly, something remarkable happened. In 1959, Soviet scientist Dmitri Belyaev proved this exact process could happen fast. He took wild foxes and bred only the tamest ones. That's it. No training, just selecting for friendliness. Within a few generations, the foxes started acting like dogs. They wagged tails, they licked hands, they whined for attention. Even more shocking, their bodies changed too. Floppy ears, shorter snouts, white patches in their fur, curled tails. This is called domestication syndrome. When animals become less aggressive, their appearance softens automatically. The first proto-dogs probably looked slightly less scary, slightly more approachable, long before humans intentionally bred them. The partnership begins. It wasn't one-sided. Wolves could hear, smell, and track things humans couldn't. They became living alarm systems, warning of bears, strangers, or approaching prey. Humans with wolves around them survived better. They hunted more successfully. Their children were safer. Over thousands of years, this relationship deepened. When humans eventually invented agriculture and started eating more grains, dogs evolved the ability to digest starch, something wolves still can't do well. They literally changed their biology to stay with us. And then something even more beautiful happened.
When you stare into your dog's eyes, both of your brains release oxytocin, the same love hormone that bonds mothers to babies. Wolves don't do this with humans. Dogs evolved to do it. Those famous puppy dog eyes, they're not random. Dogs developed facial muscles that trigger our nurturing instincts. They literally learned how to emotionally hack us. Evidence from deep time. This wasn't just survival. It became love. In Germany, Archaeologists found a 14,000-year-old grave containing a man, a woman, and a dog buried together with care. That dog had suffered a serious illness as a puppy, but had been nursed back to health for weeks, despite food being extremely scarce. Think about that. Ice Age humans, fighting every day just to survive, chose to share precious food and time to care for a sick dog. That's not utility anymore. That's friendship. Inside every Chihuahua, every Husky, every Golden Retriever lives the shadow of an Ice Age wolf. When your dog circles before lying down, it's remembering flattening grass in the wild. When it howls at sirens or twitches while dreaming, ancient instincts surface. They lost much of their wildness to live with us. Many breeds now suffer health problems because of our breeding choices. But they gained something too. A place beside humanity's fire for tens of thousands of years. Wolves didn't become dogs because we were smarter. They became dogs because a few of them were brave enough to creep closer to the light, and we were smart enough to let them stay. Tonight, when your dog curls up next to you and sighs with contentment, remember this. That friendship didn't begin in a pet store or a breeder's kennel. It began with scraps beside a flickering campfire in the freezing dark, when a wild predator decided humans were worth trusting. And we've been better together ever since.